if I had waited or ignored and not get that mammogram, I could have been stage 3 or 4. My name is Ruth Redmond. I'm a DC Fire Department retiree from Mount Autumn Engine 8, and I'm also a 5.5-year breast cancer survivor. I came on in 1989, and at that time they had hired so many of us. We were 10 days at the training school, and they sent us directly to our operations, and this is where they sent me Engine 8. It seemed like every tour I was catching a fire. I had so much soot in the grooves, and that could have been absorbing in my skin. I left Engine 8 and became a fire inspector. Then from there I went on to hazmat, so I was a hazmat technician, and I retired back as a fire inspector. I'm already small, but I was losing more weight, and I ignored it. And then also felt some tingling in my breast. I ignored it. And when I got my personal physical, she just said, you hadn't had a mammogram in 4 years. And there was no density, there was no lumps, no nothing. The mammogram picked it up, and I'm stage 1. I was out for a good while with the breast cancer surgery, and then I came back on light duty because after 3-4 months I have to heal and have another surgery. I had a mastectomy and a lumpectomy on the right. They had a meeting and they told everybody at fire prevention, and they donated leave for me so they can make sure I continue having a paycheck. So then after that, I just figured, it's time for me to retire. So I did after a year of my diagnosis. When I came on the job, they didn't have a lot of the things they have now, like the exhaust fans and all that hooked up when they back in the truck. So I was surrounded by those fumes and constantly blowing soot out my nose, washing my hair because I smelled like smoke every time I came home. I do think that some of that was a precursor to me developing breast cancer. And then when I was a fire investigator, I'm going in after they put the fire out, and I'm not realizing that that's where all the chemicals, all the chemical chain reactions have broke down, and it's floating in the air. There's some things that I could have done better, that I want the females now to do better, as opposed to what I did back then that might have prevented me from catching cancer. Don't sidestep. Take the precautions that you're supposed to. Have the proper PPE when you're out here fighting fires, or even just doing EMT calls. Change your uniform. Take a shower. When you go home, wash your hair. Be on the front line about your health. And anytime you feel any change in your body, even if it's stress, mentally, physically, but mainly physically, you feel any changes, go get it checked out. Don't wait the last minute. It is scary. Nobody wants to get any kind of diagnosis, but I'd rather get it, like you said, early than going there and it's too late. One thing about breast cancer is not prejudice. It's man, female, and yeah, I caught it in time, which was a blessing.